Why do we spend our days chasing something we can never keep? Why do we waste our precious years trying to impress people we don't even care about? Why do we follow unspoken rules set by a society that's just as lost as we are? Why do we keep pushing forward when we know, deep down, death is waiting for us all anyway? We wake up every day to the same routine. Commute, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Day after day, month after month, year after year. Then one morning, you're brushing your teeth, staring at yourself in the mirror, and suddenly, a question hits you like a ton of bricks. What's the point of all this? You've felt it, haven't you? That strange moment when life's daily grind starts to feel like a never-ending loop? The sense of being stuck, trapped in the same cycle over and over? That feeling is something French philosopher Albert Camus struggled with, and through his own deep reflection, he discovered an unexpected answer: learning to find happiness in a world that seems entirely senseless. But what if, centuries ago, people had it easier? Religion used to offer people a sense of purpose and answers. Life was tough, sure, but they had comfort in knowing that there was a greater plan at play. Every struggle had meaning. Every hardship was part of something bigger. Even death wasn't the end. It was merely a doorway to meet their maker. Then came science. Darwin's theory of evolution, the Big Bang. Suddenly, the comfortable answers society relied on began to fall apart. People no longer had faith to lean on. They were left to fend for themselves in a vast, indifferent universe. And Nietzsche saw it coming long before anyone else. His famous declaration that God is dead wasn't about the literal death of a divine being. It was about how the European world's faith had crumbled. The rise of science and reason had left behind a massive void, a void where meaning once lived. What happens when you lose something that provided stability? When people lost their connection to religion, they didn't just lose a deity. They lost their anchor in the stormy seas of uncertainty. With the rise of science, people were no longer sure about their purpose, and that uncertainty bred nihilism, the belief that life, in all its vastness, has no inherent meaning, no purpose, just existence, void of reason. Camus took this bleak reality and flipped it on its head. He asked himself, what if meaninglessness wasn't our enemy? What if it was the key to real freedom and happiness? He noticed something crucial. We're caught between two opposing forces: our deep, almost primal need to find meaning in everything, and a universe that remains silent no matter how loud we ask. This clash, he called the absurd. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone who never responds. You keep asking questions, hoping for an answer, while the universe does its thing, indifferent to your very existence. Frustrating, right? Yet Camus found joy in this very absurdity. He used a simple Greek myth to explain how and why. And trust me, once you grasp this idea, you'll never look at your life the same way again. Let me introduce you to Sisyphus, the man who angered the gods and was condemned to one of the most ridiculous punishments in history. His task? To push a giant rock up a mountain. Every time he reached the top, the rock would roll back down and he'd have to start all over again. No end, no relief, just eternal, pointless labor. Most people look at Sisyphus and feel sorry for him. Who wants to push a rock up a mountain for all eternity? But Camus saw something others didn't. He saw that Sisyphus didn't just represent the struggle we all face every day. Our grind, our pursuit of goals, our endless chasing of things that seem so important at the time. Camus believed Sisyphus represents something much more powerful. He believed that the key to happiness isn't in the moment the rock is pushed to the top. It's in the moment Sisyphus walks back down, knowing that his task is pointless, knowing the rock will roll back down, but he keeps going anyway. Why? Because that's freedom. Camus teaches us that the moment we accept that nothing has inherent meaning, we're free to create our own. Nothing matters in the grand scheme of the universe, and that's actually liberating. We no longer have to follow some prescribed path or chase someone else's dream. We can live fully and authentically, defining our own meaning. So how do we apply this idea? There are 3 powerful ways Camus suggests we live out this mindset. 1. Stop playing the what-if game. Stop torturing yourself with hypotheticals. Lost your job? Who cares? Another opportunity will come. Failed at a project? So what? The universe doesn't keep score. 2. Live in rebellion. Every time you choose happiness, despite knowing life is meaningless, you're giving the middle finger to fate. You're saying, life doesn't make sense, but I'll enjoy it anyway. 3. Embrace the why not attitude. Want to start a business? Why not? Scared to talk to someone? Why not? When nothing matters, everything becomes possible. The freedom comes in choosing to act without the fear of failure or disappointment. You might think that accepting life's meaninglessness would lead to sadness or despair. But for Camus, the opposite is true. When you stop searching for some grand cosmic purpose, you start noticing the simple joys that are right in front of you. The warmth of the sun, a cup of coffee, a conversation with a friend. Life becomes simpler, easier to appreciate. Don't let society's pressures define you. Whether you get that promotion, whether your startup succeeds, whether someone criticizes your life choices, it doesn't matter. These are just rocks you choose to push up your own mountain. True power lies in looking at those pressures and saying, so what? Camus's final message: the moment you accept that nothing really matters, everything becomes possible. You're free to try, free to fail, free to live life on your own terms. People misunderstand Camus. They think his philosophy is about abandoning responsibility or living recklessly. But that's not it. What he's telling us is to care about the right things, to stop obsessing over what we can't control, death, the randomness of the universe, and instead, focus on what's real, what's right in front of us. Some days, the rock will roll back down, and that's okay. The question is, will you keep going anyway? That's the real strength, the real freedom. So look at your life. Whether it's your job, your relationships, or your daily routines, they may seem meaningless in the grand scheme of things. But that's the beauty of it. You're free to give them meaning. Every day, you wake up with 2 options. Let the meaninglessness crush you, or use it to fuel your freedom. Let the absurdity of life become your superpower. Live fully, laugh, love, and create your own meaning, because the universe doesn't owe you anything. And maybe, just maybe, that's the biggest plot twist of all. True happiness isn't about finding life's meaning. It's about embracing its meaninglessness and choosing to live anyway. That's how you win in this absurd game. That's how you live a meaningful life in an otherwise meaningless world.